Hello and welcome into the Sunday Sports Extra. I'm Andrew Schroff. We have another very busy show for you tonight. The Lamar baseball team began spring practice this weekend. We'll take you out to Vincent Beck Stadium and hear from head coach Jim Gilligan. Plus, there is a big high school fishing tournament coming up next weekend. We'll hear from some of the student anglers and team sponsors in just a bit. But first, we begin with high school football. Coaches will be hard at work later this week learning from each other, and here to talk about this week's Southeast Texas Coaches Association Clinic and this week's Banquet is Central head coach Toby Foreman. Coach, thanks for coming on the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
So first of all, I know a lot of student athletes do their homework before they play games, but you guys are going to be doing your homework this week too.
No question, no question. We attend regular clinics year in and year out. You have this is actually the 16th annual Southeast Texas Golden Triangle coaching clinic, and this is my 7th year to put this thing on. But it's always good, to see your fellow coaches that are in this area, and then some coaches come in from other areas.
Who teaches you guys? How do you guys learn from each other?
Well, this will actually be the first year. We'll have 2 rooms going at one time on Friday, and we'll basically have an offensive room and a defensive room. But the coaches that are brought in, they get up and lecture, and then shortly after there's what's called a breakout room, and there's a question more in detail question and answer session. So there's a lot of you basically can spend anywhere from an hour to 2 hours with any individual speaker.
Is it difficult being a coach who's going to be coaching against some of these other coaches later on, not to give too much away in these clinics?
Oh, there's no question, especially because I'm the one that does the lineup, so the people that we struggle with is I try to get them up to speed.
Of course.
But no, there is. But at the same time, coaching's a fraternity, and Southeast Texas, I think we all kind of know each other, or most of us know each other, and so. But it is. You kind of got to be careful with what you don't want to give away too much. But at the same time, if it's something that you can do to help a fellow coach, it's always it's encouraged.
And then, of course, Saturday there's more to this Southeast Texas Coaches Association Clinic. It switches to Banquet gear. Tell me about the Banquet this year.
We have a Hall of Honor induction every year of the Southeast Texas Coaches Association. And what it is, my clinic is not directly affiliated, but we try to host it at the same time. This year we have 4 inductees: Sonny Jolly, Joe Hester, Joyce Wilson, and Gene Wachkowiak. And those are all deserving members. And so they'll be inducted at noon on Saturday, same place at the Holiday Inn. I think tickets are $10. At the door, so we're looking forward to that.
And that's open to the public as well. There's $10.
It is open to the public, and you get there early because it's always a packed house. I think we had about 250 members the last couple of years, or 250 people attend, which says a lot.
And then you were just telling me right before we came onto the set that you're actually doing something pretty neat. An NCAA representative is going to be coming down to Southeast Texas in the near future to talk about what?
We are. We're going to have an NCAA representative to come and speak to the parents. And educators, and try to and young people, student athletes, and try to educate them on qualifications, the changing in qualifications to get into college, clearinghouse. Basically, they're going to put together a presentation, and then they're just going to let it go to question and answer. But we think it'll benefit the area because now this happens. This has been happening in Houston for a couple of years, and we're fortunate enough. We haven't set the date yet, but we think it's going to be late February, early March. We were fortunate enough to get confirmation that we will have a representative come down here and answer questions. But that we're about the kids. And that's one thing that we're definitely looking forward to because it's never happened in this area. So, Southeast Texas Coaches Association will be bringing that to the area, and that's a good thing. You
guys are staying really busy.
Yes, sir.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
And who you got in the Super Bowl next Sunday?
I got to go with the Seahawks. Got to go with the Seahawks on that for personal reasons.
Right.
So,
Earl Thomas, of course.
Well, there's a lot of local. There's a lot of local athletes in the game, and and I'm sure they'll represent Southeast Texas as well.
I feel like there's a lot of Seahawks fans in this area this week coming up.
There's no question.
There's no question about it. Awesome, Coach. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.